A recall of Jif peanut butter gummed up growth at J.M. Smucker in the most recent quarter, but not to a major extent. The company still saw strong growth across its pet food and Uncrustables businesses and also successfully raised prices to combat inflation. Joining us now to break it all down is J.M. Smucker CEO Mark Smucker, as well as Yahoo Finance's Brooke DePalma. Always good to see you here, Mark. So I think let's focus in on the outlook first here. Raised outlook, well ahead of a lot of folks on the street. Are you just betting that consumers just have more money in their pockets to just buy some of the things that you're offering, just given the price increases you have taken?
Sure, Brian. First of all, thanks for having me. It's great to be back. We did have a very strong quarter, largely driven by all of our businesses. So we're playing in very resilient categories that have tend to been generally less price sensitive than other parts of the store. So that has clearly helped. Our outlook also was helped by some an accelerated return on Jif peanut butter, as well as some SG&A savings. So again, feeling very good about the full year, and we'll continue to invest in our brands.
And speaking of that Jif peanut butter, the recall caused a 9% impact on sales. Where do you see sales so far in fiscal second quarter, and has the brand fully recovered yet from that recall?
So we, obviously take any food recall extremely seriously. And this one was a relatively large recall. And we worked very closely with the FDA to get our one of our two plants back in production as quickly as possible. And very pleased to say that we are in full production, shipping product, and even in the last 3-week share period have returned to the number one position. So very comfortable with our ability to get that brand back on shelves and continue to invest behind it.
Where have you noticed the shift in consumers and their purchasing right now as they're trying to monitor exactly how much of their dollars are going towards the necessities and how long some of those are going to be non-perishable as well?
So we've noticed a bit of the consumer being a bit more cautious, but again, our categories are very resilient, as well as our brands. And I think for us, strategically, we play in all segments of the category, whether that's pet food. So for example, pet snacks, Milk-Bone brand, cat food, Meow Mix brand are valuable and value-oriented brands. And so we want to offer the consumer products and brands that cover the entire spectrum of value. So our brand portfolio is very well positioned to address that.
And many of your brands will be seen in lunchboxes this upcoming school year. Of course, Uncrustables, a big hot ticket for you guys. How high of expectations do you have for this brand, and how do you plan to fulfill this demand? I know right now that's a bit of a struggle there.
Yes, we had set a $500 million target for that brand. We've already achieved $500 million in sales a year in advance of our original projections. And we anticipate that brand over the next 5 years will become a $1 billion brand. So we have 2 plants and we're building a third. The second plant is outside of Denver. We are adding capacity as we speak, and we've already broken ground on the third plant. So we continue to make as many Uncrustables as we can, about 4 million a day at this point.
Mark, I was surprised to see the volumes under a little pressure in the coffee business. What's going on there?
So in coffee, again, playing in the entire spectrum of value across, Dunkin', Bustelo, and our Folgers brand. Coffee did experience some significant cost pressures, which we have been able to pass along. And we expected a little bit of elasticity there. It is in line with our expectations. And we are seeing, as we are the leader, we are seeing our competitors follow the pricing. And so we should see price gaps narrow as we go forward.
And then for the pet owners out there that are listening very closely and perhaps purchasing into some of the pet foods that you offer, at this time, I wonder if there is any type of trade down that you've been seeing for people who are purchasing for their four-legged friends or their furry family members.
Well, they definitely are part of the family, and they are treated exceptionally well, oftentimes as well as the kids. And so, again, our portfolio is extremely well positioned. We did see a little bit of that trade down in dog food, which helped our our dog food business this quarter with 18% growth. Some of that was also driven by supply chain challenges that the entire industry has experienced that we have very successfully navigated through. So a number of factors contributing to our dog food growth, a bit of trade down, but again, the portfolio is well positioned to take advantage of that.
J.M. Smucker CEO Mark Smucker and Yahoo Finance's Brick De Palma, thanks so much for the time today. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Definitely.